You already know that I am very behind this statement that Rich Eisen made, who, one of the biggest journalists in the NFL today, has chosen the Chicago Bears as his sleeper team to make the NFC Championship game this year. There was a lot of folks shaking their heads at this, calling him crazy, because I know you guys think I'm crazy. But I have said this before, that this Bears team is going to be a lot better than a lot of people think. And Rich even said it himself. And today, I'm going to break down why this statement is not crazy and should get you Bears fans excited. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to this episode of Just Another Year Chicago Bears. My name is Nick Brody, and as always, thank you for tuning in. Today, I'm going more into depth about the Chicago Bears team, the improvements they've made from a roster perspective and during camp perspective, and the schedule overall, and why this team is going to win a lot of games and will make the playoffs. Because if they would have just done a few things differently last year, we'd be having an entirely different conversation because they were a playoff team last year as well. And before we begin today's show, do you want to win a Chicago Bears jersey of your choice? Make sure to stay tuned for later in the video, but do the first step of what's needed by liking this video in order to enter. Next 2 steps is coming in a little bit. So let's go into Rich's quote and what he had to say. He said, quote, "The one more sleeper team of 2024 is the Chicago Bears making the NFC Championship game. That is one run up the playoff ladder that CJ Stroud made last year. And if we talk about strides by a rookie quarterback in the unicorn of CJ that was last year, if Caleb Williams can do what he did, and the defense can play the way they played at the end of last season, and the offense can cook with Caleb Williams, the Bears making the NFC Championship game is the sleeper team to make it. And no one is sleeping on the Bears, by the way. They're on Hard Knocks. But them making it that far, people aren't talking about it enough," unquote. Listen, Rich, couldn't agree more with you, man. I think that this team is really special. I mean, let's break it down real quick. This team was 5-3 in the last 8 games of last season. Could have been 7-1 if they didn't fumble the bag against the Detroit Lions or the Cleveland Browns. And in all honesty, after some questionable officiating, only losing by 8 points by Green Bay, the Bears could have been 8-0 in the second half of last season. So really, this team was more than ready to make a playoff push, and they only got better. Tell me I'm wrong. And, you know, all those games were given away, those 3 losses. This team is better because they know what it takes to win now. They know how to play against good teams. They got better this offseason. And I'm going to break down those key additions and how many areas they truly did get better. So the Bears made a lot of moves in order to make improvements in areas that the team got killed in last year. Let's just start off real quick. They upgraded the safety position with Kevin Byard, who's already impressing at camp and working really well with the guys. They upgraded the wide receiver room 2 times over by trading for Keenan Allen, who's a 6-time Pro Bowler from the Chargers for a 4th rounder, and then took Odunze at number 9. So now Caleb Williams has his pick, but you have 2 premier wide receivers now on your team, along with DJ Moore. That's a pretty scary room. Then you upgraded the tight end room by going out and helping get some help with Cole Kmet and got veteran Gerald Everett, who knows Shane Waldron's offense well and has had success in it, helping get the guys also up to speed with it. But also you went out and brought back Mercedes Lewis, a key veteran, especially a good blocker on the run blocking side of things. So overall, things are going really positive just through those couple of groups alone. Then you upgraded the center position, which anything was an upgrade compared to last year. But you traded for Ryan Bates for a 5th rounder with the Bills. And then you brought in longtime veteran and Super Bowl champion Coleman Shelton to help create a competition and potentially be the starter. Not only that, you upgraded the edge position by bringing in Austin Booker. And then in the middle of last year, you brought in Montez Sweat, who the Bears got a ton better after they brought him in. You upgraded special teams too, which I think is still underappreciated by bringing in Torrey Taylor, the crocodile punter, who, I mean, the Bears have been the worst punting team the last 3 years. Now we're looking like we're going to be number 1. This kid's going to be special. Oh, yeah. And of course, you brought in the number 1 pick at quarterback in Caleb Williams, who is progressing quickly at camp and really going to put on a show for this Chicago Bears team. Very excited about that. And it wasn't just a roster standpoint either. The coaching staff got better too. The Bears brought in Shane Waldron as the offensive coordinator, and he built his own offensive snap, who all unlocked Geno Smith and is working very well with Caleb Williams and overall the entire offense as a whole. A major upgrade over Luke Getsy. But then you also brought in defensive coordinator Eric Washington, who's a defensive lineman guru from the Bills. And right now, it looks like he has all the tools that he needs. And this Bears team sounds very confident with the defensive lineman room that they have. So right there alone, You upgraded multiple starting positions on both sides of the ball. You have a legit offense with depth now. You also have a much better coaching staff that's going to unlock players even more. And you finished 7-10 last year, technically last place in the toughest division in football. And you almost swept the entire NFC North in the second half of the season. Stick with me. Let's keep moving. Before we get more into today, I would like to thank today's sponsor, Authentico Tequila. The newest tequila to hit the market and is making waves. Today's show is brought to us by Authentico, a family-owned company based out of Chicago and made in Guadalajara, Mexico. It's USDA certified organic and additive-free. Go to the link in the description below to find Authentico near you. And that giveaway for that custom Chicago Bears jersey or player of your choice, comment your record prediction for the upcoming Chicago Bears season. I'm about to give mine, so get ready for that. And also, you have to subscribe to the channel. Winner will be announced on July 29th. So now let's go into the schedule real quick. And based on the winning percentage of the Bears' opponents are going to be playing this year, they're ranked the third easiest schedule in the NFL. A team that had the number one defense in the second half of the year last year, all those additions and a fresh start at quarterback, things are already looking good, and that just makes it look even better. Let's start off with the Bears' home schedule. The Bears have 9 home games this year, which one is technically in London, which I think we got robbed, by the way, this year. I mean, we had one less home game last year. We had 8 home games and 9 away games. And this year, technically, we have 8 home games, technically 9, but really 8 and 9 away games again. And then next year, if the league stays with 17 games, we're going to go back to that 8 and 9 schedule. So for the first 3 years of 17 games, the Bears are only going to have 8 home games. What a joke. Way to go, NFL. Anyway, let's go into the home opponents for the Chicago Bears. You start off with the Titans, and you have the Rams, the Panthers, the Jaguars in London, the Patriots, the Packers, the Vikings, the Lions, and then the Seahawks to end the homestand before the playoffs on Thursday Night Football. Right there, you are playing a falling apart Titans team, which is a win. An Aaron Donald-less Rams team, still scrappy, so will be a loss. A middle school ran Bryce Young Panthers team, which again, thanks for Caleb Williams, that's a win. A Jaguars team, which will be tough, and I think will be a loss, but a close game over here in London. A mess of a Patriots team, which is a win, and I love saying that. A Packers team, that's just a win. We're just not going to get into that anymore. A J.J. McCarthy Vikings team in the cold, that's a win as well. The Lions, who can't beat the Bears at Soldier Field, that's a win. And then Shane Waldron's old team that he knows all the weaknesses of, that's a win. Right there out of the Bears, 9 home games this year, that is 7-2. Not a bad start. Now let's go to the away part of the schedule where things get a little dicey, but still the Bears will have success. In those 8 games, you play the Texans, the Colts, the Commanders, the Cardinals, the Lions on Thanksgiving in Detroit, the 49ers, the Vikings on Monday Night Football, and then you end the season in Green Bay, the regular season, by the way. Bears are making the playoffs this year. Right there, you're looking at a loss to the Texans early in Caleb Williams' career, and the Texans are absolutely stacked. My favorite to be the AFC Super Bowl representative this year. So that's a loss right there. A Colts team that has lost a lot of talent, and Flus knows all their weaknesses. That is a win in Indianapolis. A Commanders team that's in a huge rebuild right now. That is a win. A Cardinals team on the road. I think Chicago fumbles this one away, which is a loss, but it sparks things moving forward. The Lions on Thanksgiving, which I think will be tough, and we will lose that one as well. And then we go to San Francisco, play the 49ers, which will also be a loss. I know that doesn't sound very good so far, but just, again, stick with me. Then you play the Vikings on Monday Night Football. We are fired up. We pick apart J.J. McCarthy. That's a win. And we don't lose to Green Bay anymore. That's a win. So your away record is 500. I will take that any day of the week and twice on Sunday. So you finish your record with 5 wins in the NFC North, a record of 11-6, and that gets the Bears into the playoffs. And in my opinion, I think that's where it's going to stand. And I want to hear your guys' thoughts in the comment section below. So let's hear what your records had to say after all that. Final comments of the day is that I think Rich is onto something here. I think the Bears are going to shock a lot of people. I think they're going to make a deep playoff run. I think the NFC Championship could be the Bears and the Lions, depending on how things go, or the Bears are just going to be there. I am excited about this team, guys. I hope you are too. This is not a crazy comment. This team is going to be a lot of fun. Let's hear it in the comment section below. But with that, thank you as always for tuning this episode, Just Another Year Chicago Bears. My name is Nick Grody, and as always, bear down, baby.